Facebook Live. I'm taking pictures. You gotta flip it, right?
I thought I did.
Let's see, can we see both of us? So the camera we're looking at is right there.
Okay.
Front. Let's see if I can do it from this side. Look good? Or I need to go up?
A little bit.
Super
Okay.
That better?
Yes, that's good.
Do I need to go that way?
A little. Okay. I think that's it.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Should be able to get both of us in there.
Look at you. You nervous?
I'm not nervous. I'm just tripping.
Oh, okay. Mm.
I'm happy to see you.
Same thing. Same here.
We ready when you ready, Stan. You want to start?
All right, we started.
You already live?
Music is acting up though. But we are live and we have 45 seconds. There we go. Computer froze up now.
Bishop. Bishop.
I see.
So yours is already, oh yeah, you live right there.
Wow. Yeah, you got an old phone. Put in PCE winner. My computer froze.
A lot of friends on there. You got me on there?
Not really. I don't have to. I'm just sitting.
Yeah, put me on there, coach.
Okay.
After.
It's on YouTube. More music today, bro.
It's okay, man. We can ad lib.
Your case.
I don't even know who sing that song.
Oh Lord. I'm gonna have to just edit this beginning. This is bad.
Computer got stuck.
Yeah.
You ready?
All right, we coming in.
Ready? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Supreme Coaching Show. I'm here in replacement for my brother Don Jenkins. Don is a coach. Don is a trailblazer in the community. He is a coach. He is a spiritual teacher, and I'm here as his partner in Christ, his partner in coaching. We are all about health. We are all about making sure that you live your best life. We want to make sure that you are taking care of your temple. because taking care of your temple is going to take you to a whole nother level, because we have to change the way we think. And our theme for this year is that we can get better so that we can move forward. And I like to start off with a scripture that will help present the topics that we're going to talk about today. And so it's coming from Genesis 1:29. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth. He said, remember, he said all the earth. He didn't say some, he said all of it. And so every tree in which the fruit of the tree is yielding seed. So we need to, what is this saying to us? God has given us everything we need on this earth. He has given us every grain, every vegetable, every seed, everything so that we can stay healthy. I'm a living testimony because about 5.5 years ago, I had type 2 diabetes, I had high cholesterol, I had high blood pressure, and I was over 300 pounds. And today, I'm a witness. I am medication free. I don't take any more medicines anymore because I had to make a decision. I had to change some of the things that I was eating, some of the things that I was doing, some of the pathways that I was choosing. I stayed away from those fast food restaurants because I was notorious for eating fast food, McDonald's, Burger King, all those things that have all that processed chemicals in it. So I'm a living testimony, and I had a lot of help. I had an aunt who lived to be 100 who gave me like the blueprint to health. And so we're here today as coaches because we want to make sure that we get the word out to you that you don't have to have these illnesses. You don't have to have diabetes. You don't have to live a sluggish life. And a lot of people are hurting. You know, it's all in our families. We got family members who have diabetes. They got heart issues. They're having heart attacks. But we're here as two coaches, and I'm going to introduce Kathy in a few minutes because Kathy's a coach. And so, you know, the thing is that we need to make sure that we're taking care of our temple. We have a lot to offer the people. What is God trying to tell you today? What is God trying to speak to you about your health? It is February. You know, resolutions, you know, these New Year's resolutions and stuff like that, they're okay to say, but, you know, if you're not going to do anything about it, what is it worth? So I'm just here to sound the alarm because if God can change my life and take the diabetes away from me and do some of the things and give me people in my life and coaches to help me get to the next level, he can do the same thing for you. And so I'm here as a representative of the Supreme Coaching Show so that we can get the word out. We need to sound the alarm because there's a lot of family members I have that are suffering. There's a lot of friends, there's a lot of coworkers who really need some support, and they need some coaching, and they need to stop eating some of that processed foods. So today is a wonderful day because you know what I have here today? I have a wonderful, wonderful person that I met a little over 3 weeks ago, right?
Right.
And I was just amazed about some of the things that she's been doing in the community and some of the things that she's been doing at her job. And I'm going to let her talk about, I don't want to steal all her thunder, but I'm going to let her talk about what she does for a career and then some of the things that she does to coach people and to help them live their best life. And so without further ado, I'm going to introduce Kathy Smith, or should I say Coach Kathy Smith?
Kathy Smith, whatever you want to call
Coach
me.
Smith.
It's good. Well, again, my name is Kathy Smith. From Florida. I've been a physical educator for about 20 plus years and teaching health and wellness to students as well as adults in my career. And my goal is to ensure that that I put out to students, to teachers, to family and friends the importance of health and what they need to do in order to maintain health, to avoid certain things, eating things that's not healthy, which will cause a whole lot of health issues, such as diabetes, cancers, just to name a few things. But we're hoping today to really put in you to know the importance of your physical well-being, and that today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today is time. It's time to move forward and change those bad habits of eating the wrong thing and doing the wrong thing. But we're here to put out a lot of positive information for you to get you on the right path.
That's awesome. So my understanding is that you now I don't know exactly what you do at in PG County Public Schools, but I know you work there. And we're not saying any names, but we're just gonna say PG County Public Schools.
Right.
But you work there, and my understanding is that you started a movement at this school, this elementary school that you work at, with the teachers, and I don't know if it's the parents but talk a little bit about what you started, this movement you started. I've heard about you. I've heard about you, and I heard that you are no nonsense. You make sure that you've been making them smoothies. I don't want to tell everything, but this is what I've heard. You've been making smoothies. Mm-hmm. My wife is a teacher at the school.
Right.
She's come home and she's given me certain things that you've been doing. She said you've been showing off.
Well, I have. I try to put within everyone at school. I'm in charge of the wellness program at my school, and this is my first year at this school, elementary school, and it's a great school. So, and I indicated to my supervisor, if you're giving me this opportunity to come in and make a difference with the students as well as the staff, to get them committed and dedicated to the importance of health and living a healthier lifestyle, I'm going to make that happen. And I came in and I put out information via email indicating that it's time. It is time. Just like that, it's time. And then I went on to explain to staff. I gave them a little bit of background of me, being in the military 8 years.
Oh, that's right, military.
And so that kind of
no wonder you're so
gave
strict.
me that push and that drive to just, hey, this is it. If you want to continue to live healthier in this life, this is what you got to do. No excuses. So I put out to each and every one of the members at school that this is real. This is it. So excuses to me are zero when it comes to your well-being. And there's a lot involved when we talk about wellness. We're talking about spiritual well-being. We're talking about emotional, physical, intellectual. All those components, they play a big part in being healthy.
Wow.
So my goal was to put within the members at school the importance of those components, and so that would kind of alleviate or eliminate some of the stress in our lives as teachers, by having that at the school, some type of wellness program where staff can go and relieve some of that tension and things that we go through as teachers. Having the resources there for us, equipment. So that was my ultimate goal, and we're working on it. And most of the staff, they appreciate it. They appreciate it, and they see me every day. They say, because I make it my deal to go around to every staff, because I know how hard it is fixing breakfast in the morning. So what I do, I go and make these smoothies, healthy smoothies. We'll have veggie smoothies, and then we'll have the tropical fruit smoothies. So
wait a
take
minute.
that around to all the teachers.
You make smoothies.
Yes.
For how many people?
We're talking about 60.
60?
About 60.
60 people.
60 plus members, staff at school.
All right, Vox Wave, do you hear that? Coach Smith is making smoothies for where she works as a wellness educator. Did I say it right?
Physical educator.
Physical educator. She is making smoothies. She's making an effort so that these teachers and these people who work there and parents can be healthy. And you know what happens when we do something, when we get the right nutrients in our body? Productivity increases, attitudes change. Am I talking some of the language?
Yes,
you know what I'm
you
talking
are.
about? You feel better, you do better. So Coach is doing some things that is trailblazing. And she was military. What military? What branch of military?
Army.
Army. So you were like already strict from the beginning.
Yes.
So they have to follow your regiment.
That's
Talk
it.
to me about, okay, so after the smoothies, then what is like a lunch, or are you helping them decide what type of lunches, or like a meal plan for that day? What does that look like for them, or are you coaching them in that section, or are you just getting them started with breakfast?
Well, my main thing was to just get them started with the smoothies, because we're like, staff need to have to report by 7:15. So it's early, and most of the times we don't have time to prepare a meal.
Right.
But if we have a
But
healthy,
if you get them started,
yes,
and there's certain things that you're putting in these smoothies.
absolutely,
Like, I don't know if you're making green smoothies, you're making berry smoothies.
yes.
What do you put in? Give me an example of one smoothie what you put in it, because there's a component that my wife talks about when she says, we talk about the gut, and how we need to go eliminate. This is a show, so this is all about health. So we ain't shy here. We're gonna talk we want to talk about what those smoothies do to your body. Not only does it give you energy, but there's some other things that you put in it that may work some other things out with the organs.
Well, the smoothie that I like best, that I make for everyone, is called the creamy avocado smoothie.
Creamy avocado
Yes. Oh
smoothie.
my God, you're talking about awesome. I mean, very good. I mean,
Creamy avocado smoothie.
yes. And all you need is just a half of the avocado, but I kind of like go overboard. I put the entire avocado into the blender but maybe about 2 handfuls of spinach, cup of coconut milk unsweetened,
Right.
and 1 cup of almond milk. And of course I get like a 1/4 cup of almonds, put that in the blender.
Wow. So you're
And-
giving them like different things, because I'm listening to what you're putting in there, because you're giving them the natural protein. You don't want them to have too much sugar.
Right.
At the same time, you want them to have the natural sugar.
Yes, and that's
You know.
that's the key. You don't want to overload it with so much of the fruit, because some fruit has a lot of sugar and all that stuff, which is, well, it's fruit. It's not too bad, but I don't like to use a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm like you. I
You
don't
know.
like to make smoothies that have all these different types of fruit. I maybe choose like maybe one fruit, or sometimes I don't do any fruit, but that's
Right.
just me. But
because then to me,
Yeah.
when you overly input a lot of fruits in it, then to me it feels like it's a shake. Like
right.
oh,
And
okay,
you
I
still
want some.
and you're defeating the purpose, because if you're putting all that fruit and sugar in there, then you still, if you have diabetes, that's not really going to help your situation.
Right.
If you're overloading it with things. But it sounds like you're putting you said you put almonds in there, and the almonds are very high in protein,
Right.
and that's what is probably a handful, from what I understand, that you're putting in there.
That's it. Yeah, and that's probably about 5, maybe, and a 1/4. It's just about 5.
Wow,
Max.
you hear that, Vox Wave? So Coach Smith is, I don't know why I gave that name, but I just had,
It's
you're
okay.
a coach.
Yeah.
You're a coach. So, I mean, she's making smoothies for about 60 plus employees and people at her job, because she sees the value of the importance of making sure that they're healthy. So there's some other things I'm going to talk to her about that smoothie, that what it's supposed to do. So that's where I want you to go. I want you to go there. I would like for you to go there. Stan, she doesn't have a mic on. Neither.
It's good. I think it's
None
good.
of us had a mic on. We good? Okay. So talk about that, what that smoothie will do later.
Right.
Or it may have an immediate effect on some people.
Right, because some of the staff members, I had gotten information like, okay, can you tell me what did you put inside of my smoothie, because we have a limited of restrooms in the building. So so I had to
So Voxway, you hear that? She went there. She talked about restrooms and smoothies. All right, talk to me. Come on, Ms. Smith.
So the green smoothies, it's like it really gives you a good cleanse, like flushes you out.
Yeah.
Like really like, and that's what we need. You know, if you know your body and it's not regular as it should be, and then by having a smoothie with all your greens and all the natural vegetables and things like that input into it, and then once you consume it, you know, it makes you feel good. It's like nothing's heavy on you, like inside of you. And then as a result, you're moving throughout the day, you will see some kind of result going on, like, okay, something's going on. And then once you go ahead and relieve whatever tension buildup that was,
No, she
then
didn't.
guess what? Hey,
She said tension.
that's what I call it. It's tension.
So a lot of people are, there's some constipated people
Yes.
working and they don't feel good. And because what the other things that they're putting in their body are not healthy, and it's causing major health problems. And their intestinal system is not flowing like it's supposed to. So what I hear Coach Smith saying, and what she's doing, is that she's making sure that, you know, there's an elimination component there, and she lets you know that you got to go to the nearest restroom if your body calls for it.
Right.
And once you start eliminating those toxins, you feel better.
Exactly.
You feel better.
You
You
do.
look better. Your skin looks better. Your whole attitude changes because you feel better. And those smoothies, you know, they have the fiber, because your body needs fiber.
Right,
You know,
it
your
does.
body needs the protein and some of the things that you put in those smoothies. And just for us to be better, and so we can feel better. So with that said, I know you do some other things throughout the coaching, because I
Yeah.
know you've been talking to my wife about exercise, and you're
I try to just
a
have
trailblazer.
Yes. You know, I try to just have everything in place for my school, for all the staff. So no one would come up with an excuse, because their excuses to me are zero when it comes to your physical and healthy well-being.
Oh my
To
God,
me,
that's a major point.
it's
That is
excuses
a major
are zero, you know. And so I try to have everything in place. So I come up with ideas like, we don't need exercise equipment. Guess what? We just come on in. We can do we can do yoga. I've also made arrangements to accommodate people at my school that, okay, what days do you want to have this fitness? So no one will have an excuse. So whatever day they chose will be the day. So far it's been working. So it's like 2 days out of the week.
Oh wow! So
that
for
we've
2
started.
days,
Yeah.
you put in the gear. So am I correct? You bring the smoothies twice a week?
Yes, twice a
Twice
week.
a week, and then you give them a regimen in terms of exercise,
Right.
because that's important. Talk a little bit about exercise. Why that's important? Because you're military, so I know you had to do it at 4 or 5 a.m. every day.
3:30.
3:30 in the
Getting up.
morning.
Yeah, we had to be in formation, man, about 3:30 in the morning. So my goodness.
So it sounds like you just transferred that over to your gift and what you wanted.
Yes.
How did you get there? What inspired? We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to the exercise component.
Okay.
But what inspired you? I know you touched on a little bit of it earlier, because I think you said you had a story. But what motivated you to help people, to want them to be better? What was it? There was something, a light bulb went off, and maybe a family member, maybe a health scare or something triggered your coaching.
Well, I guess all my life I've been actively involved in sports. Elementary school, middle school, I played basketball, track, just always engaged in being an active. And in doing so, as I continue to grow and develop into who I am today, I wanted more. I said, I feel good because it makes me feel good. Not only that, it just keeps me moving. Like,
Right.
man, this is something great, and I want to share it with the world,
Wanna
share it with my
the world.
family and friends.
That's
Oh
it.
man, if you do this and do that, because we're gonna get, we're not gonna always have a 15-year-old body. We're not gonna always have a 20-year-old body. Our body is changing. It's like once we hit 20, it's going through a change.
Right.
Then we go through our 30s, it's a change. So we don't have that same body back then when we were that age. So by continuing to just be active and I
and that's
love
important
it. It's just,
because when we get older, our metabolism slows down.
It does.
And we got to do something different. We got to change the game. And it sounds like this is what God has blessed Ms. Smith to do, is to really coach people and help them get to the next level, because she says she has a desire to help people because she realizes that it helped her. And she says she's been exercising all your life.
All my life.
All her life.
Many
she's
of my
been
friends
exercising.
and
You
family.
weren't like me. I was a couch potato for a long
Oh
time.
my goodness, you're
I was
lucky.
I was on the couch.
You're lucky I wasn't around, because I'd have got you out
Oh my
of that
goodness!
mold.
Thank goodness.
Get up.
Well,
It's time
you know
to
what?
move.
I wish that you had come around a little earlier, but God has his reasons for why. He makes connections, but he made my connection at the right time, because I
Yes,
did
he
get
did.
off the couch and I got moving 6 years ago. And since then, I've been running marathons. I told you I ran over 100 marathons in 5.5 years, and I don't have any diabetes anymore. The high cholesterol's gone. Then I became this wonderful raw foodist.
Awesome. That food is awesome.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So, but there's people that I had a lot of coaching though. I had, like I talked a little earlier, my aunt who coached me, and I have an uncle he's been vegan since the 60s. And so I called him up because I didn't really start out vegan. I went from, like when I first got started, I was, trying to figure out what to do. And, I didn't even think about running because I was like, that's out of the picture. I'm too old. So I signed up for 5Ks, but then I was eating like a pescatarian diet, which I was doing fish and I was doing vegetables, because my aunt was like, this is what you need to do, because you need to get the right amount of vegetables and protein in your body, and you need to drink more water. So one thing led to another thing, and another thing led to another thing, and here I am today, healthy, and I'm on a show talking about green time, how to implement more green in your life every day. And so when I heard your what you were doing at the school, I was like, oh man, we got to get her on the show, because people need to know why you're doing what you're doing. That's important, because there's a lot of us unhealthy in the African American community. You know that. Come on, it's a lot of we're stroke, you name it. What, heart attack, stroke,
Heart disease,
at
cancer.
a young age, and young people on dialysis. Their kidneys are failing. They got type 1 diabetes, which is autoimmune, but then they also have type 2, which is reversible. And some of those people who need to get off the couch, that's where you come in. That's where you're like, from what I'm understanding, you help people get off the couch, and you like, look, no more excuses. That maybe that's the name of your business. Do you have a business yet?
No more excuses. That sounds
Could
like
be.
a good one.
No more excuses.
No more.
And that's what Coach Smith is doing. She's not taking any excuses. So understanding where she is, and my wife really is the one who talks about you all the time, and she comes home and she says, Miss Smith had me doing this, Miss Smith, and she doesn't exercise like she's supposed to, but we're praying for her. She says she's the little engine that could. And, she thinks she can, she thinks she can, she thinks she can. And I think that by you being a mentor to her has really helped her, So just know that what you're doing is planting a seed, and it's helping a lot of people. And I know you know a lot about these vegetables. I know you know. Now, here's one thing that I knew, that I learned from you. I kind of knew it, but then I forgot about it. It's the Senna tea.
Yes.
SENNA.
Yes, that tea is it. I try to get the leaves. I go and get
The senna leaves?
Yes, and I'll put about 2 in my water. Like you heat your water up, however you do it.
Okay.
And
So a whole leaf?
yeah, one like 2 whole leaves. Will do
Wow.
it.
Okay, Voxway, we're giving you a recipe. We want. She's gonna talk about what the senna leaves do, and I don't know where you get those from too, but tell us where you get those leaves from too.
Well, I usually go online or to a herb store that sells like a variety of.
So you get some hot water, and you put 2 to 3 senna leaves in the water.
About 2 leaves, senna leaves. Yes,
And what does the senna leaf do?
The senna leaves, it's a good detox.
And why? Why is the senna leaves? Why not no other leaf?
I know.
Why is it? What's important about the senna leaves? They just do it.
It stimulates. Yes, it stimulates. It makes so bad. It's not something that like people go get these vitamins and this powder stuff to get that detox.
Oh my
whereas you're
goodness.
getting
You want to roll now.
You're using the what's been given to us, what's out there in the creation, what the Creator brought forth, leaves out that we could just go pick. Like in your garden.
So the scripture I read this morning falls right into what you were saying. We have every plant, every seed that we need. God gives it to us. Why we going out and getting all these protein powders, all these pills, all these things that are synthetic that we don't know what's in it? Why don't we go back to the basics? Coach Smith is talking about senna leaves that she puts in hot water that'll help move a lot of the toxins out of your body. That's what I heard you say.
Right.
All right, tell me some more leaves. What's another one? I know you got a few more of me.
Well, that was
That's
that
a
worked.
main one.
Yeah, the main that worked for me.
Because I
the
do
senna.
dandelion smoothies sometimes. It's a bitter herb, and the bitterness of it is very bitter though. So you got I cut it usually with lemon, or I'll cut it with ginger, and the ginger root.
Right.
And then I'll mix it with some not so much fruit. I may do like a green apple, but that's a good tea that acts like senna too, but it also has other properties in it. So, and also getting your body to a more alkaline state. I know you know about alkalinity because you're talking exactly what people need to hear, is that when you get your body to a more alkalinity state, your body's electric anyway.
Exactly.
Your body is definitely a computer. It has amazing properties in it. God didn't make any mistakes when he made us. So getting your body to a more alkaline state will help you feel better. It helps your energy level. It helps remove some of the acid out of your body. And a lot of these fast foods, like the hot dogs and the burgers and stuff that people are eating,
I don't eat any of that.
Don't even know what's in it. It's acidic, and you don't feel your best.
Right.
And then it's raising numbers up, like diabetes. Your A1C is high, and the blood test we do for diabetes. And so when did you? Okay, I know you had a cheeseburger before.
Yes, I've eaten.
When did you make the decision that no more? When was it? When did you say, okay, I'm going all in?
I started this 21-day program I was sharing with your wife, and it's sort of like what you do. And I said, you know what, this is it. And 21 days going without meat, like I'm a big fan of like prime rib steak.
Prime rib.
Yeah. But
you used to eat prime rib?
Yes. Not like that, but
what
someone.
What did that do to your metabolism?
It didn't do anything, but got me to feeling like, oh man, stomach ache. Like within a couple of hours, it was like a detox.
So you felt groggy.
Yes.
Didn't feel your best. How long were you eating like that?
Every now and again, I would go and have a steak. It wasn't something consistently, like.
Right.
But
there's no turning back.
Not at this point, because I've been eating pretty good. I must admit, I did eat a piece of steak. I did have some a couple of days ago.
Yeah, but we gotta meet people where they are, because everybody. I truly believe this, that everybody's body is different. Everybody's not supposed to be vegan. Everybody's not supposed to, if you eat meat and you don't have medical problems, And if it sustains the energy that you need in your body, I think that there's no issues with that.
Right.
You know, I'm not the person who is going to tell you that you need to be a vegan or a vegetarian. That's not what we're preaching here. We're just trying to tell you that there's ways and things that you need to change as you get older that will help you feel better. You know, and especially if you have medical problems, there's no excuse. Like Coach said earlier, no more excuses. You know, you can't, like me, I can't eat those things because the diabetes will come back. If I ate steak and if I ate some of the things that I know triggers it, my diabetes is gonna come back, and I won't feel good. I won't feel my best. So those are things that I know, and that's good that you're being transparent with the people, because they need to know that it's a journey and it's a lifestyle change, and it's nothing. You can't do this overnight stuff.
Right.
But what I did hear you say was stop doing all of this process, even though it's powder. What's in the powder? What's in the protein powders? You know, there's a lot of things you gotta read. You gotta read the labels and find out what you're eating and what you're putting in your smoothies. So from what I hear you saying, you're very careful about what your selection is and what you put in those smoothies.
Right.
You ever do berry smoothies?
I think, yes,
Or do you shy away
blueberries.
from those?
I like the blueberries.
What's your main smoothie is the green though, right? Or is it a different combination?
A combination.
Yeah.
But
So
my main thing is I like to keep it green because I like to
eat salads every day,
I just
pretty
started.
much. And then what about like what time do you stop eating at night?
I usually stop because I usually stop eating about 7:30.
Yeah, that's
About
important.
7:30.
Yeah, because I think we eat way too late. And even when I first started my vegan regimen, I was still eating at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and I just wasn't feeling good. So I had to, you know, like I told you, it was a process. You know, don't let anybody fool you. Don't let anybody fool you out there in Vox Wave that thinking that things have to be super perfect, because you're human. We will have cravings, and you will, at sometimes, you know, you can go cold turkey like me and Coach Smith, but sometimes you might not be strong enough to do that. But eating late, you got to remember, the later you eat, the worse it gets, because you don't really sleep well, because you got this heaviness that you're stuck with. And I think from what I've read, and I could be wrong on this one, when you eat meat, it stays in your system for about two months. It takes a while for it to digest. I could be dead wrong, but I think it takes a while for it to digest. I just heard
I'm
something.
gonna stop eating meat.
I just heard something, but
I'm
no.
just kidding.
But those are important. So, and with the exercises, you say you teaching. Do you actually teach yoga, or you just kind of guide them on this is what? Like you give them a plan, like okay, maybe you do planks.
No, we kind of go in it. You know, I kind of go into the routines with them. You know, I'm like up front, and I guide them through that whole process, whatever the exercise. I would start out like with the warm up, stretching. You know, getting our bodies ready for the routine, and then from that I incorporate. Sometimes I go out and get some videos that I have, and we'll watch the videos, and then from that I'll give everybody a cool down, like incorporate some yoga activities, so that, you know, and then talk them through it, like, okay, feel it, inhale, like breathing is also important.
Yeah.
Doing your stretches or any kind of workout. So I try to inform them the proper way of breathing when you stretching, doing any type of stretching exercise.
So when I first started running, I couldn't breathe for the first mile. It was very difficult. And as time went on, because what I used to do is I used to run at the gym, and I kind of didn't really like going outside because I felt like it was too hard, you know, because I was like, man, I gotta use everything now. The treadmill, I felt, gave me a little boost because it was already moving. So I used to run on the treadmill, but then I was so out of breath, and I couldn't catch my breath because you know how sometimes you take the treadmill and you go a certain speed, and then you're trying to catch up with the speed, and then you drop it. But breathing was such a challenge for me. And so, and then I've never really got a handle on yoga, but I know it's very, very important. And I'm really slowly, gradually getting back into stretching. And being a runner, now when I run outside because I feel better in terms of breathing because of the trees. The trees have oxygen, and the oxygen gets into your lungs, and the once the oxygen gets into your lungs, it gets to the red blood cells, and then the red blood. I'm doing medical right now. The red blood cells carry the oxygen to all your organs.
Okay.
So that's why Coach Smith said oxygen is important, because we need for that oxygen to get to not only to certain parts of your body, but it needs to get to every organ. And breathing, she said it, breathing is very, very important. And stretching, I just need to do a little bit more stretching, so I'm gonna need you to coach me on. Ask me about stretching.
Anytime you're
ask
ready.
me about stretching.
Are you stretching?
No,
You
I need to
should,
do more.
Before and after.
I need to do more.
And also during any type of activity.
Yeah,
At least that's
I don't
the key.
I don't do enough of it.
Okay.
What about the strength training?
Strength training?
Any of that? Are you coaching any of that at with the teachers, or is it just too much? You try to keep them at a certain level right now before you crank it up.
That's the whole key. Try to lure them in. You know, I give them. You know, they have the smoothies, no excuses. Then from that point, we have 2 days set aside for our workout. And then what I try to do is, as time go on and they feeling it, and you know, everybody consistently coming, and then okay, we'll go to the next step. Okay, I may put on some tap out video, where we can do some little, you know.
So is it like a high intensity training?
No, we start at
Do you
low
believe in high intensity training?
Yes, I do. But as we get older, you know, we have to work at our own speed. You know, and I've learned that.
Okay, I don't want you all to miss that point out there in Boxwave. Repeat what you just said, because that's an important point. When you get older, you have to work at your own speed. I quote what you said. That's important. You have to work at your own speed. And that's important because you don't want to get injured.
Right. And not only that, some people that at the school, you know, they kind of indicate that they have like a heart condition or something, or they're on medication.
So you have to be sensitive to that.
Right. So if I start out even at a medium impact or medium or high intensity, something will happen to them drastically.
Yeah. Then
because they're already high, they're already there as before.
Their heart rate could be way above what it's supposed to be, and then they're gonna come back and look and say, "Coach Smith told me to."
No.
But that's what you don't want, right?
Right. So I always start at a low impact. Yeah.
And then gradually they work themselves up.
Yeah, according to that, and then they would join in and work according to their level, their pace.
So has anybody lost any significant weight at work?
Yes, the Biggest Loser event that I hosted at school, I had about maybe 35 participants. A lot, they all lost.
Wow.
I mean, it was like, it was as if I wanted everybody to win the money, you know what I'm saying? But we had one winner. It was like, oh man, like your wife, she lost a lot. She was like right there.
She was close.
But yeah, she was like second place. And this person, you know, I was like, oh my goodness. I said, oh, I wish I could, you know. But
Coach Smith, do you realize that this is a ministry, and this is, I don't know if you're a business yet. Are you?
Am I in business?
Are you a business, like, in terms of outside of the school system?
Outside of the school.
Or are you thinking about it, or?
Well, I have.
You do some side things with people?
Yes, I've had my business, CBS Health and Fitness.
Oh, okay.
CBS I had started in 2003. Where I would, like people in my community, most of them elderly. And then I would also venture out to various churches and also do an hour and a half of aerobic activity with the members of the church.
Are you still actively doing that business, or is it kind of in a dormant stage right now?
Yeah, kind of like.
So now it's time to bring it back. Bring it back.
I think it's time.
It's green time, like green time.
Yes, it is. And everything that's green means go. That's how simple it is.
Everything that's green means go.
So when you see your vegetables in the store and it's green, guess what?
Go.
Go.
You know what? That's a great slogan. That is a great slogan. I'm gonna steal that slogan.
Green means
I'm stealing
go.
that slogan. No.
Yes, everything green is go. Yellow, we know like that's cautionary, or you can have it, but not so much.
Everything that's
red,
green
we know
means
red
go.
means stop. Right?
Wow.
So every now and again, you may.
I had never thought about that.
This, that. Yeah. Even if everything is out in creation, it's
given to us.
Yes.
So
it's
no website yet. How do people get in contact with you in terms of if they need some personal coaching, or do you have time for personal coaching?
Well,
or you're not there
well,
yet?
it's time now. It's time.
Right.
That's what we're here for.
Can they reach out? Time. Can they reach out to you now?
Yes, they can.
So is it by email or
by email?
What do you prefer? Facebook
or Facebook, so they can reach me or net messenger me, or cbshealth@netzero.net is my email address.
Okay. CBS@0net.
CBS Health, HEALTH, not help.
Health.
Every time I kind of talk to people, they say help, HELP.
Maybe it should be help.
You think so?
No, I'm not joking. But this is wonderful, and this is awesome because Coach Smith has said that she has she did a weight heaviest, how do you call it? Biggest loser contest at her job, and then people were losing weight. People lost weight, and then there was a winner. What was it? Do you remember what the total weight loss was, or was it calculated that way, or was it that one person that you guys?
It was just
tracked?
Well, what I did, I put in the system because it's so easy when you start a Biggest Loser event. Everything is there in the spreadsheet. So what I did, I took and I walk around every week with the scale. They hated to see me.
Wait a minute.
I walk around. I said, it's time. Or like when the people walk, when staff.
Did you hear that, Foxway? She's walking around with a scale.
Yes, and they just, they would run. They said, not today. I said, it's time.
Coach Smith walks around with a scale.
With a scale,
she ain't playing.
Scale in my hand.
You hear me? She's military. She ain't playing with y'all.
I have it. They look at me.
No more excuses. That's what I'm getting from you.
None.
No more excuses.
So I would literally walk around with the scale. Or sometimes when the doors open, when they come through the door, the lobby, I'm right there with the smoothie
and
with
the scale.
Yes.
Which one do you do first? The scale?
Well, I do this. They wait first, then they can, because they don't want to have nothing in their body. They said, "Well, okay, let me go, and I just got here. Can I go? Can I at least use the restroom?"
Twice a week.
I was doing it weekly.
A week?
Yeah, every Friday, I would wait. Well, that Monday.
And what's the important? Now I know the importance of the scale, but what is the importance of the scale? Why do you choose to do it like that? What does that do for people? What is that trigger in people?
Well, they were excited because it was a digital scale, the ones like that calculates your percent fat, body weight, and all that stuff.
BMI.
Yes. So I think they were like anxious because they were doing something for themselves.
And they want to know.
And they wanted to know, right? And so by doing so, and sometimes I didn't have it on like pounds. I had it on kilograms. So then they would be discouraged by thinking, "Oh man, did I lose that much?" I said, "Yeah, you're doing good. Keep it up."
Wow.
But
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you heard it, folks. Coach Smith is not playing. She is no nonsense. She is, but she meets you where you are. So that's what the beauty of it is. And she's sounding the alarm because we need to change. We need to figure out what we need to do with our health, and everybody's different. We're all at a different stage in our health, and if you don't feel good, you need to change and do some different things. And if you are feeling good, and see, here's the myth. Okay, nothing's going on, I'm not going to go to the doctor. But then heart disease is hidden. Sometimes you don't even know that you have heart issues. Your blood pressure might be fine, but you got some clogged arteries and you don't even know.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of people walking around time bombs. They're sick and they don't even know it. And so this is what Coach Smith is trying to teach you all and myself, is that you need to pay attention to your body. You need to listen to the signs. And, you know, for me, when I had diabetes, I had all the symptoms. I mean, I was thirsty all the time. I was going to the bathroom all the time. I even had retinopathy. My retina was detaching from my eye. It had gotten that bad, and I'm in my 40s. I'm like 40 something. Well, no, I was diagnosed in my 30s, and you know, I had the sexual issues. You know, I mean, for men, that's a horrific thing. You know, and I'm just being transparent because there's men out there that need to understand this, because diabetes will affect your circulation, and it affects all of it. And I had the tingling in the fingers, and you know, the weight, and I was just a couch potato.
Wow.
But I'm just grateful to God because I was healed, and I listened to my aunt, and I went and seeked out a new doctor because I felt like the doctor that I had wasn't really talking to me the way I think that I needed, you know, like some coaching. So I then started listening to people at work, because there were some staff members of mine who ran marathons. And I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to do that. But here I am, 6 years later, running marathons, 26.2 miles at my age.
That's what I'm talking
fooling
about.
around.
My goodness.
And enjoying it.
Young man, keep it up.
I know, right? I'm a grandfather.
Oh,
running
wow.
marathons.
That's what, oh my goodness, you got me.
Faster than my granddaughter right now.
Oh, what? Let me throw my hands.
So the point is that we're here because we want to sound the alarm. We want to make sure that, and this is twofold. And what does CBS mean? That Kathy is your first name.
Kathy.
Kathy B.
And B is for my maiden name, Brown and Smith.
Kathy CBS. What a wonderful business that she has, and I can't wait till she kicks it back off again, because I'm going to help her with the nutrition part, with the green time. You see my hat? Green time, green every day. I think that we can collaborate and do some coaching in that way, because, you know, I coach people to eat the right thing.
That is awesome.
And that's what's
important,
to you know.
That's
and we all, and because if I needed it, I know other people need it too. You know, I'm not the only person that has diabetes in America. I mean, there's a lot of people hurting out here, and you know, there's people that just need, you know, the baby step plan, and then they need the next level plan. And it sounds like you are like helping people. You're not badgering people. You're really getting them to the point. But at some point, you elevate the game, which is important, because that's your background, and that's important that they know that walking in, you know.
Very important, because I try to let anyone, you know, whoever I come in contact with, and to let them know the seriousness of taking care of their well-being, their health. And I try to say, look, you're in this physical world. You have a physical body. You only have one. You only have one physical body.
Amen.
So if you only have one physical body, guess what? And it matters here. We're here on earth, in the earth.
Amen.
So we got to take care of it. Everything is here that we need. You know, the creator of this universe, he put everything here for us. We just didn't have a purpose to just be born and boom, that's it. No, we are designed to move. That's what our bodies do, is to move. Like you indicated earlier, it's a machine. That's what we are, a machine.
Yes.
Full of electricity. Your
yeah.
veins and your arteries, the wires. You understand? Yeah. So that's what it's all about. We have one physical body in this life, and we want to take care of it. Just one.
One physical body.
Just one. Because then the importance, I try to let them know, for instance, if your spiritual being is what you are, then you only have one spiritual body. That's it.
Amen. Amen.
So you want to take care of your physical body, because you know, but in doing so when this physical has already dissolved or gone to where, guess what matters? That spiritual body, that spiritual being.
Come on.
Because now you have all the substance and everything that that the Creator has given us to live by, to survive, to just
my
use.
goodness.
Just like Moses, when he told Moses, he said, hey, the mountain was, Pharaoh was behind him. You had the mountains, everything to the right, to the left, the water in front. The people like, look, man, we were better off. No, what he had to do, he had the rod in his hand. He said, look, stand still and see the salvation come forth. And when he did that, boom, that water opened up. And they were able to, here it is, the seed,
right?
the seed of vegetation, like on the third day of the creation. You have where the creation, where the Creator, he created a third day. He separated the waters above from the waters beneath.
Amen.
And guess what came forth? The seed come forth and went on into fruition, just like that's what we are.
Wow.
He put the seeds out here for us. He's planted, watered, and also resurrect everything for us. So we don't have an excuse.
She is not playing.
You don't
Box
have an
Wave.
excuse.
No more excuses. I love
and
it.
that's what I do. That's what I tell my people. I tell people. I said, look, you don't have an excuse. It's zero, because everything is here for us.
This is awesome. I'm so glad that you were.
I kind of got off.
No, it's okay. I'm glad that you came to the show today to share, to help us launch our health and wellness at Supreme Coaching. And I know Bishop's gonna have you back on. Just be ready, because he's a little radical.
I'm ready.
And he's gonna be like on fire when he meets you again. How do people, just say it one more time, if they want some type of personal coaching, how do they contact you?
Okay, you can contact me via email at cbshealth@netzero.net, or I can also accept calls at 443-814-4770.
Okay, sounding the alarm, people.
You have no excuse.
No
None.
more excuses. No
It's
more
time.
excuses.
It is time.
And while she says it's time, you can get in touch with me at Green Time, Green, TYMELLC.com. Shoot me an email, a note, subscribe to my page, and I will make sure that I get in contact with you. If you wanna learn how to make certain dishes that are no more than 20 minutes, I'm your guy. I will help you. My goal is not to try to make you a vegan, but just to help you get healthy and have other options. So I'm so grateful that you were able to come today, Coach.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I came.
And I'm glad that you were able to explain all that stuff, because that's serious. That's some serious ministry right there. Whether you realize it or not, that's some serious ministry you got going on. And I'm thankful for Bishop Don Jenkins for allowing me to do his show. I do his show once a month.
Okay.
And he allows me to bring in guests and share Green Time and bring people like you on the show who are effectively coaching people out in the community and, making an impact on people. So I'm grateful.
Well, thank you. I'm grateful too. I'm grateful to
be
here.
So with that said, I think we're almost at the end of our show, and I'm grateful. Thank you for the opportunity. VoxWave, please get in touch with us, because our mission is to help you get better so that you can move forward. And get in touch with us. Let us know. We're always available. You can reach us. We will help you. That's our mission, is to make sure that you're living your best life. So with that said, we're done, and have a great day, and praise Him. Thank you. Coach. Coach, you're awesome.
Well, thank you. I was a little nervous in the beginning start, but
I couldn't tell. I can't tell. You did a good job, Coach.
Thank you.
Did a great job. So I'm gonna have to, if you can accept me, you send me a request.